Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Awesome NPC here. Another video today. If you guys hear me, I'm recently switched to keyboard and mouse because one of my fans he gave me one of keyboards, his setup. All right, he told me his setup and he gave me a keyboard. Shout out to him. His name is BLKVELASCO. Shout out to him. He So there's this mouse, all right, called a Razer Viper, and there's this keyboard called a Razer Huntsman Mini. You guys might be familiar with the Razer Huntsman Mini. It's like very common uh eh, keyboard. A lot of pros use it. Um, and yeah, I want to just show you guys my opinions about it. This is my fourth or third day, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to show you guys my opinion about it. But one thing about keyboard and mouse, if you guys are playing on keyboard and mouse, don't watch those guys that in like 1 week they're doing hyper just by following their thingy, like their scheme. Because it's usually fake. It takes about like a month for you to like even just get like actually like okay at keyboard and mouse. It's really not too easy. So my first impressions about this keyboard, to be honest, is that it's really good. The Razer Viper is so good because if you're left-handed or right-handed, if it's both, if it's well in both hands, and it's really good. And the Razer Huntsman Mini, I feel like it's probably better than the SteelSeries Apex Pro. You guys can go to the comments and say whatever you want, but I prefer the Razer Huntsman Mini for the fact that it is way smaller, and for people that don't have big hands, it's like the best thing you can ever get. Because like, let's say you're like Mongrel, he's like practically like an adult, right? Like his hands are probably way bigger than mine, right? So yeah, like, so you can't really like compare his hands with mine. So yeah, my first impressions is that this keyboard is really good. Like, hear this. This is called a purple switch, which I'll just short summary for you guys what it is. But I'm not too good yet about like keyboard knowledge, so you guys should like search it up. Maybe watch it's Jarian or how do you call him? I forgot. Oceantics. He recently made a video. That basically it's called a purple switch for mine, and each keyboard has a different switch if it's not like an office keyboard. So if your keyboard is like an actual gamer keyboard, it usually has a switch. If it's called an optical keyboard, if I'm not mistaken, it has a switch. The switch can be silent, it can be loud, it can be super clicky like mine. Like mine is like one of the clickiest ones out of like the switches. Like it'd be probably like the top 20% of most clickiest. But I think there's probably one that's super clicky, but this one's like really controlled. And yeah, my first thoughts of switching controller here, that I used to use Control Freaks and on a PS5 controller, and I was really good. But keyboard and mouse is just overpowered, because you might not, there's two things that I think controller has advantage compared to the keyboard and mouse, but to be honest, the rest is pretty much better. Because on controller you get aim assist and double like movement, like that movement like which you can control, which on keyboard and mouse you really can't, except you have that keyboard called the Huntsman One keyboard, if I'm not mistaken. But that thing was actually good, but now it's like a fortune because all pro players are buying it, so now it's getting like pretty like common, so they probably made the price higher. But now coming to the keyboard and mouse, there's a lot of advantages here. So you don't get aim assist or movement, but your edits get crappy fast. Like when I mean fast, I mean this is how long it took. It took me like 8 months to get this fast at editing on controller, and I'm only 3 days. Like, and after like 2 months, you can become like half ripped. You know what I mean? Like it's just overpowered editing here. And you can also do scroll wheel reset, which is how you reset. Instead of resetting with like the crouch button or the left bumper on controller, what on keyboard and mouse it's called a scroll wheel reset, which you scroll downwards or upwards depending on. I think it's downwards for everybody. Then you click confirm. Like it's really good. Like I'm still not too good yet because I'm pretty much a noob still, but this is really overpowered if you know how to do it. Like let's say you're playing scrims and you're not the tarper, but you're the support behind the IGL and the tarper. This would be really good for you because you can just reset everything behind and protect your teammates. So I feel like that's good. Another good thing about here is that you might not have aim assist, but if you practice your aim a lot, I'll be honest, like most of the guys that have insane aim are keyboard and mouse, and it's easier to practice because if you go on Steam, for example, you can pay for like that thingy, like that blue gun Tifu use, which is like an aim training, which is really good, which I don't personally have because I prefer like Scavox, but yeah. So you can like have a lot more training because on console or on controller, there's not much of an option to train rather than the own like Fortnite maps. But I personally use the Fortnite maps, like I feel like it's easier for me. But editing is a good thing here. Building as well. It's really easy to build, except I'm still a bot, right? Because like it's my first 3 or 4 days playing here. So like I really don't expect myself to be too good. But as you see, like I'm not playing too bad for like the first couple of days. I'm playing alright. But talking about the Razer Viper and the Razer Huntsman Mini, my opinion about them is the Razer Viper is really good because it's for people that are left-handed and right-handed, and there's 2 buttons on each side. Like for example, my wall button is like a button on the side, and my staircase button as well. It's like pretty much hacks, if you could say. And they're too overpowered because what you can do is you can just click the button and you already have a wall there. And on controller you have to click every time you put a wall. Not here, you just hold your mouse button, or that's what I do, not cold shift for example, you put shift or something. But yeah, you just put your mouse button on the thing and you choose whatever you want to build. So it's really good playing here. It's good for a lot of things except the movement, but I mean if you have like a bit of money to spend, you can just buy the Wooten one. But now it's like more expensive than the SteelSeries Apex Pro, which is already automatically one of the most expensive ones. I think it's like $200. So yeah, but I mean if you have money to buy it, I do recommend it. I haven't tried it personally myself, but I would still recommend it. And the Razer Huntsman Mini, this keyboard costs $120, like it's absolutely worth it, especially for purple switch. And people say the Razer website for making for the RGB lights are really bad. But to be honest, I really think it's the opposite. I think they're really good because it's really easy. I mean, it's not really easy because I just like searched up and stuff, but if you don't know how to do it, it's actually pretty hard. But you just search it up and it's actually quite easy. But besides that, I think that's like my personal opinion about it. You guys can argue about the Razer Viper and the Razer Huntsman Mini, but like it's my 3rd day and I'm probably like going flawless here. I'm doing like cone tarps and I'm probably going flawless. On my like 6 months, I was still like really bad, and it takes me like 6 minutes. It takes me like 5 to 6 minutes to do this on keyboard and mouse, but on controller it takes takes me the same time, maybe even a bit less. I mean, more time. So yeah, and this is my third day, so my aim isn't too good, my builds aren't too good, but it's still not the worst builds like there are. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're trying to hit 100 subs, just 10 more people to subscribe, and we hit that mark, which I've been trying to hit since I started YouTube. It would be great for me to hit 100 subs, because then we can finally grow the channel. Not me, but you guys also are the support. You guys always comment and chat and like my videos, and I really appreciate it, so thanks. And yeah, thanks for 90 subs, by the way. And yeah, peace, guys.